So basically, we just let our culture define what is important in our lives and not God. It might not be the statue of a king that we must bow down to, but it'll be something else that we will worship. What are we bowing down to? What else in our lives are we bowing down to? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to be diving into a very passionate topic of mine. My voice is kind of off. I am getting over being sick, and I hope it's not too distracting. I'm gonna start this off by saying that our idols are no longer gold calves. They are no longer gold statues that we had in biblical times. Our idols nowadays are our bodies and fitness. They are our jobs, our homes, our shopping habits, our phones, social media, food, what other else? I have comparison, greed. Did I say our home, our jobs, lust? All of these things have become our idols nowadays. And what's hard about this is because they are not full-on statues, like we hear in the Bible, we often ignore them. And it doesn't seem like it's become an idol in our lives because it's just working out. It's just shopping. It's just, I don't know, whatever, an insignificant thing that we say is insignificant. But the thing with an idol is anything that removes us from God, anything that removes us from how we should be acting as a Christian, anything that consumes us more than it should is an idol. The only thing that should be on our minds 24/7 is God. And little things come in here and there that require our attention, of course. But these things oftentimes become so important to us. If we want to break down even just our phones and social media, the percentage of how many people are addicted to their screens and their phones is really scary to think about. There are people who are spending hours and hours and hours a week on their phone, just scrolling. This could be things that have nothing to do with God at all. These could be things that are pulling them away from God, things that are maybe they shouldn't be viewing, maybe things we should not be viewing, that have no place in the heart of someone following Jesus. Now, again, in order to follow God correctly, there's things that we have to say no to in this world and things that we must deny our flesh. But if you really think of, even children are addicted to phones. And I think it's like, my goodness, I think it was like 7-year-olds nowadays are having smartphones and complete access to the internet. That's terrifying. The things that are on the internet are not for our adult eyes to see, let alone the innocence of children. That's another topic in itself. But so in Jonah 2:8, it says, "Those who worship vain idols forsake their true loyalty." So again, this is any type of idol, but they forsake their true loyalty. And what these idols do in our lives when something has become so important to us, it's kind of like blocks and like walls between us and God. So we have us here and God's here. And I'm kind of visual, and so I like to kind of make up analogies when I talk. But like you picture like I'm here and God's here, and then slowly we're just building a wall, greed, wall, comparison, wall, my home, wall, my relationship, wall, my job, wall, my car, all these idols that have become so important to us, so earthly, things that just have become our earthly idols, wall after wall after wall after wall, separating us from God. And before we know it, we have big walls between us and God, forsaking our true loyalty. And again, without us even knowing, without us even realizing it. And I want to remind you, that's how sneaky the world is. Our world is incredibly loud, and things hold such importance over our lives more than ever before. My goodness. Oh, if you even think of water bottles, okay? The Stanley water bottle trend. I did not know this existed until seeing a few videos expose this on YouTube. Wow, people are freaking out about water bottles. I even saw some videos where there were people running into stores, trampling over people, freaking out over the release of the new colors of Stanley water bottles. This trend to collect as many water bottles of this brand that you can collect, and you can match your water bottle to your workout outfit. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't need my water bottle to match my clothes. And again, this is not coming from a place of judgment, because everyone's idol is going to be different. Something that has become an idol in my life might not be an idol in someone else's life. The enemy works in different ways to get you distracted. So for someone else, that might be a water bottle. For someone else, that might be interior design and decorating their home. For someone else, it might be working out and their body has become their idol. The enemy knows where we are sensitive and where we are weak, and he will prey on that and give us an idol to take the place of God. So basically, we just let our culture define what is important in our lives and not God. When I started thinking of it from that perspective, that's really convicting and really humbling to think how much has become important in my life. What is important in my life that the world told me is important, and God hasn't said that. Why am I putting this so up here when it should be down here on earth? And regarding the topic, how things are put in our life and in our culture, that becomes so loud, and like we're listening to what the world says matters versus what God says matters. I want to bring you to Colossians 2:8. It says, "See to it that no one takes you captive through philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the universe, and not according to Christ." That's basically what I just said in biblical terms. I feel like every few years there's new addictions popping up, and there's new mental disorders. And I'm not saying these aren't real. I think a lot of things are real, and I think a lot of people struggle with mental health and stuff. But I think a lot of these addictions and things have come from things becoming so important to us that it feels good and we keep doing it, and then it becomes so important to us that now it's our idol and it's consumed our every part of our being. And I was doing some research on statistics in 2024, which happy 2025, guys. It's my first video that I'm filming this year. But in 2024, we now recognize, it says 7 new addictions regarding technology. So one of them is internet gaming, cyber sex, so stuff online that I'm highly against watching, social media, internet gambling, texting and emailing, infobesity, which I didn't know what that was, but apparently that has to do with the obsession of trying to find information on something, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And the 7th one is shopping, of course. So that's 7 new things that we are classifying as addictions or idols. So I know that a lot of these things can be addicting, and the problem is when we make them such a priority, then we get addicted to it, and then it's now our idol. And where's God in it? So I think that's about it that I have for you. I want to leave you with maybe asking yourself, is there something in your life that you feel has consumed you more than God? Again, this is not coming from a place of judgment. I've been asking myself the same question recently. What's on your mind all the time? What is your energy being put toward all the time? And thinking about what is distracting us from Him and what's distracting us from the path that He has in line with us. All these outside loud noises, distractions that the world throws at us, what's taking us away from Him? I also want to talk about how our beings were created to worship. That is what He created us for. In the Garden of Eden, He created Adam and Eve to know Him, to love Him, and to serve Him. And as the world progressed, all these loud, distracting noises took the place of God. And because it's in our soul, it's in our spirit to worship, if we're not worshiping God, if He is not the top priority in our lives, we will find something else to worship. It might not be the gold calves that I talked about. It might not be the gold statue. It might not be the statue of a king that we must bow down to. But it'll be something else that we will worship. And I think this is such an important topic. I think this is something that a lot of people don't speak about. Because again, our idols are not what we think and what we read of in the Bible. We don't read that our phone could become our idol, that our body could become our idol, that our relationship or sex or whatever could become our idol. We think that it's a statue or it's something that's not honoring God and we don't want to bow down to it. So we're not doing anything wrong. But my question and what I ask myself is, what are we bowing down to? What else in our lives are we bowing down to? It's a heavy question, and it takes a lot of reflection and a lot of prayer with God and asking Him to tell us what needs to go, God. What needs to go, Lord? Renew my mind and rid me of anything that takes me away from You. I want less of me and more of You so that I can be who You want me to be. So thank you for being here and for listening today. I love making these videos. I love talking about these types of topics and hopefully inspiring you. I feel so little to even say that because I'm so a baby on this walk with God. Hopefully you can leave my videos feeling encouraged to deepen your relationship with Jesus. Till next time, take care, guys. Bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe so you can see every time I post a new video. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in my next one. God bless.